And welcome back to part 10 of What If Dragon Ball Super Broly had gone to Earth. This should hopefully be the last part, because we're basically tackling the Goku Broly Black arc. We'll explain that in just a second. And the Tournament of Power, and there obviously is no Dragon Ball Broly movie, because Broly's here. So, why is it why is the Broly Black arc, which Goku Black, Broly Black technically rolls off the tongue better, but it's actually also something that will trip you up, pronunciation wise, because you said you go from Goku Black to Broly Black. You immediately go from B to B. So it gets a little trickier in the pronunciation part. But remember, Trunks' timeline is congruent with our canon timeline here. This is the canon timeline because they defeated the androids. There was no reason for Trunks to go back in time to warn them about the androids. Goku still got his heart virus, but ultimately was taken care of. So, it's one of those things where everything that's happening is happening the way it happens in the theoretical Trunks timeline. So keep that in mind. But why does he go after Broly? Well, in terms of the demonstration of power, Broly demonstrated the most power of them, tapping into his legendary Super Saiyan form as well as God Ki, which Goku doesn't have Kaioken in this version, so Goku never used Kaioken in this. Now, in terms of is Goku actually stronger than Broly, or is Broly actually stronger than Goku, that's all depending on the circumstances at the time. And what I mean by that is Broly has the natural greater potential overall than Goku, as we saw, because let's be clear, Broly was stronger than Goku. There was no doubt, though Goku never used Kaioken Super Saiyan Blue or Ultra Instinct, Goku was ultimately weaker than Broly in that movie. Again, you had Kaioken or Ultra Instinct, that probably would change the actual, that would probably change the result of that fight. Particularly Ultra Instinct would probably change the result of that fight very drastically. But, regardless, Broly demonstrated he was the strong individual, so that's the body Zamasu is going to want to take. Now, he's obviously going to take out Goatsu eventually. And what's really going on here is the fact that we are now going into the Goku Black timeline, but with Broly. Remember, the future Trunks doesn't exist. There's no reason for him to go back in time at this point. Or is there? Because remember, what Zamasu ultimately did was he took Broly's body. Then when teaming up with the other version of himself, systematically killed the Supreme Kais, which killed the gods of destruction, which caused the angels to go away. But that being said, in Trunks' timeline, no one was left. All the Z fighters were dead apart from him. In this timeline, you have all the Z fighters. Add on to the fact that even though Broly... Okay, so let's continue to play this out real quick. So, yes. Now, first off, we have to establish what came first: the killing of the Kais in the immortal body, or the taking of Broly's body. I imagine the immortal body came first, and then using the time ring, he was just reusing the Dragon Balls at that point. But then, when did the killing of the Kais happen? I think that's a very big question that needs to be answered. Because if the Kais are killed before they try to actually take over the galaxy, then they're screwed. Because Beerus is dead, and Shenron's power, even like the Namekian Dragon Balls, well, the Namekian Dragon Balls were unable to do Platara fusion. I imagine they might be able to bring a Kai back to life, maybe. But let's, for argument's sake, for the moment, say that they don't have the power to do something that powerful. They don't. We do. In the manga, there is the other set of Dragon Balls that Granola got a hold of that made him the strongest warrior in the universe. But let's assume that A, we have an immortal Zamasu. B, they took out the Kais, so they would not get involved. And then they took Broly's body. Because Zamasu got a plan here. So we have to assume that's the route we're going here. So, Beerus is, taken out. And they're all shocked because they can feel Beerus is just dead. Which, by the way, that was, I mean, I get it's probably a safeguard, um, but that's a really easy way, really, if, for any clever opponent to take out the god of destruction of that universe. So, double-edged sword, good safeguard, but maybe not the smartest design. But so when they take Broly's body, Broly immediately is Zamasu, and they're wondering what the hell's going on. He's at Capsule Corp at the moment. Now, luckily, this happens, and everyone who's got refined ki sensing, which would be most of our high-level Z fighters, sense this. So when Broly Black shows up, and is like, is ready to take out Zamasu, Broly immediately gets smacked right in the face, just boom, and just realizing that okay, I forgot these guys are gonna. I didn't think these guys would be on my case this quick. It's like, who are you? What did you do? And Goku's like, who are you exactly? Yeah, Broly. What's going on, son? What are you doing? It's like, Dad, no, it's me. What? It's me, Broly. I'm in this bind for some reason. And it's like something happens, and Bulma confirms. It's like it's something. Yeah, he just changed into this guy. It's like, and that's not. And Broly doesn't act like that almost ever. That's very good of you, very good indeed. No, I am indeed not your husband. Husband, you Ningen. I am the mighty lord of this universe, the supreme creator and cleanser of all you filthy mortals. I am Zamasu, and I will have my day. But unfortunately, as we saw in his first fight with Goku, he was not accustomed to that body yet. Like yes, he'd been killing people for a while, and was clearly stronger than Trunks was, and was able to go toe-to-toe with a Super Saiyan 2 Goku. But when you break it down, he didn't have the Saiyan transformation at that point, and he didn't know how to go beyond his limits at that point. So the problem ultimately stems from the fact that, hey, he also doesn't have a time ring on him. Keep that in mind, because this is just the initial happening of this. So Zamasu in this fight immediately realizes that, okay, maybe I bit off a bit more than I can chew, because I can't take, because Vegeta, Raditz, and Goku all go into Super Saiyan Blue. She's like, maybe I bit off a bit more than I could chew here. And he still tries to take him. I was like, that's right. You Saiyans improve. Break your limits just through improvement alone. Yes, maybe I shall break my limits as well. Maybe I should all of a sudden, Vegeta just gut checks. It's like, you'll do none of that. And blast a hole straight there. It's like, Vegeta, that's still my body. Relax, bro. Use the Dragon Balls and bring you back. It's like, that's actually a fair point. It's like, no. And Zamasu immediately has to get, it's like, that is enough of this. How dare you? It's him again. Wait, what? I wasn't prepared. We weren't prepared for how strong these bastards would be. And yeah, you're right about that. And Zamasu immediately gets in the way and takes the shot, and it's like, his head grows back. You have no chance of defeating me, as he just attacks Vegeta, just blocks it. Just, no, I am an immortal. And I will see my dream come true. And Goku contacts Dende on the lookout. He's like, Dende, we need to. I'm already on it. And basically, it's a question of, does Shenron have the power to switch any of this? Like, he doesn't have the power to bring. Well, we gotta get in contact with Beerus. Broly actually laughs, and Zamasu is like, oh, I'm afraid Lord Beerus and his angel attendant won't be joining us anymore. You will receive no further aid from them. What? By the way, I did forget to mention the Zeno thing. He does show up and give Goku the button, so I have because he was interested in. Yeah, I did forget that part, but he still got the button. So, worst case scenario, yeah, they'll bring Zeno in. But assuming that button doesn't get destroyed. Which, then again, maybe is it possible being destroyed? It was given to him by the Zenos, by, like, the super god of destructions. That's essentially what Zeno is. He's a super god of destruction. He is a end-all, be-all god of destruction. But Broly Zamasu, if you will, and normal Zamasu, is like, they explained that we I'm afraid we took out the god of destruction by taking out the Supreme Kai. It's like, what? It's like, what? Then Broly actually brings up, that's right. I asked him once. The lives of the Supreme Kais are in the gods of destruction intertwined. If one were to die, they both would die. It's like, what? So Beerus is dead? And that means Whis is gone, yes. So there'll be no more further interruptions. Now, let's go and say, and then this time, it's Goku's like, they're just, he grabs Zamasu by the neck. Now remember, Zamasu is immortal, but he still can feel pain. And he's getting choked out. He's like, you? And then Goku's raging out. He took out, because he liked Whisenbeer. Like, I mean, despite like the Beerus would threaten to destroy him from time to time, he liked the Whisenbeers. They were fun people. They were good people, and ultimately he liked them as friends too. So the fact is, by the way, you'll notice I've got a different facial style going on today. I turned my beard up for the summer. So it's like, and the fact that he's also killed Shin too, who was also a friend of his. Like, he just starts beating the crap out of Zamasu as Zamasu was trying to get out of there with the ring, but Goku grabbed his hand and crushed the ring. And he's like, no, and just and I just beating the ever-loving crap out of him. Unfortunately, and Broly immediately just gets taken out dead on or Zamasu Broly gets taken out dead on the spot because he's already too heavily injured to really keep going. So I was like, well, bring your body back with the Dragon Balls. It's like, Dende, Dende, well, Rad's, I think, give Rad's a moment here. Rad's, Dende, how are the things coming with the Dragon Balls? Send around some, and some of it we'll be able to restore Broly's body, but the Supreme Kai and Beerus, it's beyond his power. Make the damn wish. Oh, hold on. It's like, Raditz, take Broly's body up there and have Dende heal it up. And then switch them back. And then, and sure enough, they go and they switch. And Broly's back. And he got a massive Zenkai from that. And Zamasu is just like, what's going on? And Broly's just looking at him like, Broly's just flat out pissed. Just, and he's got the Super Saiyan Super Saiyan, Legendary Super Saiyan aura hovering around him. Not the guy, because this is just rage. Broly goes like, no, I'll let you, Dragon, I was... just head gone, because this Zamasu wasn't immortal. And I like the fact they made a point of saying that too. That was a good little catch in the series, that, you wish to be immortal, but guess what? Both of you did not wish to be immortal, and therefore, you fused with immortal. You were no longer Zamasu. You were merged, you were just merged Zamasu. You were something different. The immortal's body affected your immortality. And that's right, and it's like, that's right, I took the part of the ones like, and even Vegeta was just like, the hell is wrong with you? So meanwhile, Goku's just beating the ever-loving tar out of Zamasu, who just keeps getting back up. But it's like, you cannot kill me. I used the Super Dragon Balls to wish for immortality. Only they could undo it, and I destroyed them. There's nothing you can do. Then, there's just thinking on, it's like, wait, if we can't kill him, maybe we could steal him away. Wait, what are you talking about, Kakarot? It's like, I don't know the technique, but... And all of a sudden, Broly and Raditz get back. He's like, keep him distracted. I gotta go get someone. And, he goes off and flies. So meanwhile, Zamasu does not have the power to take these guys on, but he does have the power to just outlast them. And that's basically because Zamasu can't get out of there now because his ring got crushed by Goku. It's like, very well, I'll just have to tire you monkeys out. And I imagine he could use the same term as Frieza. Tire you monkeys out, and then I will destroy you. And I'll wipe you from the face of the earth. And all of a sudden, it's like, I don't think so. It's like, and all of a sudden, looks like you folks are in a pickle. Oh, your godless strength, and you still can't take on a measly little immortal. My God. And Zamasu's just looking at him, just, who are you, old man? Oh, name's Mutan Roshi, but you got Master Roshi. Seems a student here couldn't really figure out a way to beat you until he realized the little trick I possessed. It's always good to be useful to you folks, especially these days. I remember Roshi even making that comment in Dragon Ball Z when Piccolo went to fight the androids. He's like, oh, man, there was a time where I was considered the strongest man in the world. Now I just wish I'd be able to help. It's like, that's actually very deep for Roshi when you think about it. And it's like, there's lots of time you were the strongest man in the world. Now you can't even measure up to some of the weakest Z fighters now. Now, obviously, Super kind of retconned that a little bit, where he was able to go toe-to-toe with Goku for a short spell, and Frost. So, obviously, he might still be the weakest Z fighter, but he was definitely got some training under his belt. But, and all of a sudden, he just throws out the pot with the seal that he made preparation for. I was like, what? It's like, so you think you can take me on? Your power's pitiful compared to him. That may be so, but this old dog still has a trick or two up his sleeve. So, yeah, very well. Goodbye. Goodbye, old man. Goodbye, old man. Goodbye, goodbye, you goodbye, whippersnapper. Mafu. Well, in English it's the evil containment, but I like the mafuba. Mafuba. Well, evil containment wave. No, what is this? Just seals it, and that should hold it for now. We'll probably have to get. Well, we're gonna have to deal with a lot of backlash here. And sure enough, yeah, of the people to show up, of all the people, and it's like, indeed, there seems to be a bit of a problem that's happened here. And they turn it, and there's the Grand Priest. Like, because they haven't met the Grand Priest at this point. Remember that. They don't know who the Grand Priest is. Forgive me, I am Master Zen. I am Lord Zeno's right-hand man. I am the Grand Priest. It seems some things have it seems a couple debacles have happened recently. Because the question is, why was there never a reinstation of Kais or Gods of Destruction? Because obviously those guys rotate after all. The Kais come from somewhere, and there are both male and female Kais. Are they just a race of beings that procreate like any other race of beings? They just happen to be born to be Kais. Because Gawasu obviously was planning to make Zamasu his replacement. So the question, and I'm guessing Kibito possibly serves a similar function to that if Shin were ever to want to retire. And we know Gods of Destruction aren't born, they're trained and appointed. So the question is, in the Trunks timeline with Goku Black and Zamasu, why were they never reinstated? My best guess is the amount of time it would take to do that, Zamasu would sense it and go and take out the Kai. And because the angels are bound by certain rules, they can't interfere. So that's probably why you never saw any reinstation of Kais. Unfortunately, all the Gods of Destruction at this point, because Zamasu made sure to take them out prior, are gone at this point. Because he took out all the Supreme Kais. So now they're going through an upheaval period where it's like, we need to appoint more new Gods of Destruction now, and more Kais. Now, because of the rings, fortunately, that Gawasu has. Why did Gawasu of all the Kais have them? Why was he the one that had them? I don't know. But they are able to bring Gawasu back, though, because I'd imagine if King Kai, in theory, can be brought back with the Dragon Balls, I imagine the Supreme Kais are still within the parameters of beings who can be brought back with the Dragon Balls. So they get brought back, but bringing them back, I don't think immediately brings back the Gods of Destruction, unless their bodies are just lying there. In which case, the life force obviously must, because they're connected. So if you bring back the Kai, in theory, you would bring back the God. I don't know. This is the part of the story where the actual answer is very not there, so I can kind of do whatever I want. I will say this: because they still have the timers of Gosu, they used the Super Dragon Balls in a different timeline, stop basically the process of them being destroyed, and bring back the Supreme Kais and the Gods of Destruction. But more importantly, the Grand Priest just talks about, this is what the Grand Priest talks about, and explains that and explains the scenario to the whole Z fighters there, because they are very much a part of this. They are the ones that stop this from happening. So they deserve to know what's going to be happening later on, and B, they deserve. It's important that they know the whole structure of balance. But Super Dragon Balls and Time Ring Deus Ex Machina aside, everything kind of gets reset, and Zeno is reminded again of the term. Now, there is only one Zeno here. Keep that in mind. So, while Zeno's more aboard, so I think the Tournament of Power happens a bit quicker than usual. And they get the exhibition match with, I'd say, Goku, Vegeta, and Raditz. Broly's waiting for their second child, Bra. So they go, and really, they kind of just beat the living crap out of all of them. I don't think there is a middle ground here. So when that happens, the tournament is announced, and really the question is who's going to be on the tournament. Well, we know that the team. So we know it's going to be Goku. We know it's going to be Broly, uh, Raditz, and then there's your big four right there. Unfortunately, as one of my commenters did mention, like most of the humans have been kind of nerfed, and the androids are gone. So who is on this team now? I mean, don't get me wrong, nerfed. They're super low, that's for certain. And while Roshi would still probably be on the team, because Roshi would, if we're going by the Dragon Ball canon, is still probably the same level he was prior. Tien opened a dojo. He's probably nowhere near as strong as he originally was, but he's still pretty strong, so they would probably ask Tien. So that puts you up to the 6. They still need 4 more. And now they're like struggling. It's like, well, maybe Krillin's like, sorry, Goku, I haven't been a martial artist in years. I'm a cop. Like, oh man, that's like, all right, well, that's all good. You could make an argument that maybe they bring 16 to life. You can make an argument there because the lab was never really destroyed, so 16 still is around, and maybe at some point they found him and reprogrammed him. So maybe I'll make the argument for 16. That still leaves 3 spots. And now we're dealing with a little bit of a struggle here. It's like, who else is there? It's like, well, we could always there's always King Piccolo. King Piccolo. King Piccolo. You mean that demon King Piccolo? I mean, yeah, he's sealed away, but we can always just release him. And plus, I mean, it's not like even if he got stronger, there's no way he's able to keep up with us. And they actually think on it, it's like, it's actually not a bad point. Yeah. So they go up to the lookout where he's sealed away, and they ask Dende for this urn that keeps King Piccolo in there. It's like, are you insane? And they explain like their logic, and they're like, well, that's true. I mean, even if he somehow did manage to get stronger, which I doubt, he wouldn't be able to keep up with you guys, hopefully. So, all right. And sure enough, and by the way, we're going to go a little long because I do want to just get this out because I've already got the new What If plan for next Saturday. I suppose that's true. Very well. And he goes and Popo gets it, and they release it. It's like, I'm finally free after all this time. How long have I been away? How long have I been sealed away? It's like, I'm actually figuring that math out myself right now. About 2 decades, give or take. It's like, yes, me. It must be time. You've grown so old and frail. Now will be the time for my revenge. And all of a sudden, they just even Paragus, who, mind you, is much older and has lost a lot of his power, is still leagues stronger. Ow! Let's be very clear. Even in my old age, I could take you out in an instant. Instant, you fool. And keep in mind, we no longer need you to have the Dragon Balls working anymore. So I have no issue killing you. But there's a reason we released you. You released me. We require your assistance. You need my help. And he explains it, and he's like, why should I? You'll just sail me back in there. Not at all. We'll actually let you roam free. Free, after all, if you were to cause problems. Even my grandson and granddaughter would be able to take you out at this point. And sure enough, because I imagine King Piccolo was able to sense power. They give off even the Trunks. Would you be so kind to show King Piccolo about 10% of your power? Mind you, Trunks has been able to train for a while, so he is capable of sure, why not? And it's like it's like this is like hundreds of times his power alone. By the way, Trunks, would you like to help save the universe? It's like, whatever. Now, you might be asking, well, isn't he young? Yeah, he's young. Him and Goten, I mean, they might be good options. Gohan is stronger than Goten, though. He's still been able to keep up on some training. I think he's even hit Super Saiyan 2 at this point. Never going to hit God Ki, but he's hit Super Saiyan 2. So I'd imagine he is probably his Cell Game level of power, which is still very powerful, and probably would outdo a lot of the characters in the Tournament of Power. But then they asked Trunks to be the final place filler because he does have the DNA of Broly, and they've seen it occasionally in training where he does tend to lose a bit of his control and show off a bit more power than he should. So, ultimately, that is your lineup for this. You have Goku, Vegeta, Raditz, Broly. Paragus might have gone, even Nappa really might have gone. But they both they have more experience than either Goten or Trunks or Gohan. But they also acknowledge that power just isn't at the level it should be, and those two are stronger, so they're just the better options. But so you have those for Roshi, you have King Piccolo, you have Tien, you have Gohan, you have Trunks, and you have Android 16. So there is your Tournament of Power teams. Now, where is Goku and Broly in terms of their training and power? Have they gotten any stronger? Has Vegeta gotten any stronger? Well, let's go into the 5 to 6 minute rush job, and that's what I'm going to admit this is a rush job, the Tournament of Power. So Tournament of Power happens. Universe 9 wants revenge on the Z Fighters, but Vegeta and Goku quickly take those guys out. King Piccolo is enjoying taking out some of the small fry from the other universes, but I think he is actually the first one to get knocked out because he's just the weakest of them. And and his limitation on not being able to kill does bug him. So you do get King Piccolo eventually getting knocked out. Actually, I think by Frost of all people. Then I imagine it would be Tien next because he is the next weakest, unfortunately. But again, I still think he manages to help out and take out like the sniper. Then is now where it gets kind of tricky of what's going on here. I think a lot more of the universes are getting taken out quickly. I think besides Universe 10 and Universe 9 get taken out very quickly. And then I'm trying to remember who was the universe that got taken out after that. It was 10, and then there wasn't a universe taken out for a while. I think it was basically 2, because I'm trying to remember the universes that were participating. It was Universe 7, that was our universe. Universe 11, they were the last one standing. Universe 3 got knocked out before they got knocked out. Then Universe 4 got knocked out prior to that. That's what it was. And then that was the order one. I think, for instance, Universe 4 also gets knocked out pretty quick. So you get Kale going nuts on Goku, and as she goes into her basically her berserk form, and Broly immediately sees this, and as she's going after Goku, immediately gets in her way, just and it's like, and Broly just, I know this power. You're like me. It's like, the Sakaka-san Goku. I will never forget that. And then Broly immediately goes, and he actually powers up to his Super Saiyan legendary form, except his is similar to what happens when Kale got hers under control. And because he's been practicing with it more often. And and everyone's marveling, well, they're like each other, like the mirror of each other. And unfortunately, let's be honest, as strong as Kale was, oh no, Broly was stronger. If there's ever a versus asked for me to do Dragon Ball Super Broly and Kale, oh no, there's no contest. Broly's freaking stronger. And he's just boom, and just takes her, basically starts whipping her, and eventually just kind of does the Broly, breaks her through the floor, just throws her out of the ring. Jiren sees this, and he's immediately, and Belmont's like, all right, Jiren, take out Broly. And Jiren's like, and Jiren and Broly confront each other, and Broly's still powered up. He's about to power down, but then Jiren confronts him. And it's Jiren versus Broly. It's like, oh no, come on, Broly, I want to take him. And then Broly just like, Goku, this is our tournament. We're fighting for our lives. I know you want to fight strong opponents, but this is different. Stay back. He's mine. I'll take care of this guy. And Jiren and him are facing off. And let's be very clear about this. If we're going to be frankly honest, Broly is at least as strong as Jiren, if not stronger than Jiren. Jiren's power is able to strike a void of infinite nothingness. Broly's power broke reality. Like, if Broly's not stronger, he's at least equal to Jiren. And so these guys are just, staring at each other. Broly powers down a little bit, though. His power just down to straight Super Saiyan. And they go toe-to-toe. Now, Super Saiyan Broly, remember, Super Saiyan Broly and Super Dragon Ball Super Broly, it was added on to his Ikari form, which made it leagues stronger than the standard Super Saiyan. Broly doesn't immediately have that form, unfortunately. But he's still enough that he can go. I think it's very similar to the Goku versus Goku versus Jiren fight initially, where Broly's on the back burner, on the back foot. But then he goes into his God form, which is much stronger than his Super Saiyan form, and you add on that natural mutation. It's like now it's more like I'm trying to think. It's probably akin to more Ultra Instinct Sign Goku, Ultra Instinct Oma Goku fighting Jiren, where they're not going toe to toe. Only difference is Broly's got good offense as well as defense, and now they're going toe to toe, and Jiren's going, ugh, and they're just clashing, and they're going hard at each other, just boom, 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 and everyone's just kind of marveling at this. Meanwhile, Roshi's making sure to take out a couple more Universe 4 dopes, and they get knocked out in the process. Like, oh, Universe 4 got knocked out. What? What do you mean he got knocked out? And finally, just Broly goes full on Super Saiyan Legendary Super Saiyan. And now Jiren's just, and now they're going, and they're clashing, and they are literally breaking the world of Void of all things. Even Zeno and the Grand Priest are like, my, and we say, my, Broly's power is something incredible. Indeed it is, Whis. Indeed it is. Now, there's still no guarantee that he was. Goku implied he might have been stronger than Beerus, but there's still no proof on that. No clear-cut answer on that. So, but they're clashing, and they're going, and Broly's now starting to kind of lose it a little bit. Just as the power goes up, because his power has to be let out constantly, or else it'll destroy him. And he's only got so long with the power. Even he knows that. And his God keeps slipping into it. So now him and Jiren are just finally just boom clashing, and there's just one final clash, and they both are knocked out of the ring. And Bellamy's like, Broly's like, throat sore. To do the Go Hulk versus Broly fight from Death Battle. And Jiren gets knocked, no, and Topo's just like, Jiren. And Belmont's just like, Jiren, he knocked out Jiren. And finally, and now it's like, oh man, Broly gets all the fun. Oh well. So they continue the fight, and without Jiren, yeah, this becomes a bit more of a SmackDown Universe 7's part. Because now there's really no one that really can compete with them. Kale got knocked out. Jiren got knocked out. The closest one you have that can challenge Team 7 now or Universe 7's team is Topo, Dispo, oh god, the transformation guy that Jiren actually went out of his way to take out. Ani Raza, though Ani Raza probably would have been knocked out. The components for Ani Raza would probably have been knocked out at this point. Ultimately, Team 7 wins the day, but they still make the wish to bring the 7 universes back, or all the universes back. I think that is ultimately still what happens. So that is, and Broly movie doesn't go any different, and we don't talk about the moral arc because that's not made to anime yet. And the manga is very different than the anime. That's why we don't go into the moral arc, because it's just different. Tournament of the Power played out actually very differently in the manga than it did in the anime. Anyway, though, that is the end of What If Dragon Ball Z Super Broly Went to Earth. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I know I kind of rushed this and went a bit longer, but I did want to get this one done on this final episode. So ultimately, that is the end of that. We'll be starting a new one on Saturday. Keep your eyes up for that. Till then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that button when I'm notified. I've got the box office to do later today, but I can't do that until it updates officially. I've got the box office to do by the end of the day. I've got Pokemon character team video, and I got the other What If, the Naruto What If I got to do today. So keep your eyes out for those. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.